In today's video, I have for you my 5 top tips for junior golfers. Make sure you check out this video. Welcome back to the TruGolf Academy. You've joined me, John Watts, today in my golf studio, and today's video is a really important one. I'm going to share with you my 5 top tips for junior golfers. Stuff I wish I'd been told when I was a kid that's going to really help you improve in this game quickly. Make sure you check out this video. So as I mentioned, today's video is my 5 top tips for junior golfers. And I'm going to rattle through them, and some are very simple, some are a little bit more technical, but stuff I really wish I'd been told. So if you're a parent, grandparent, make sure your grandson, granddaughter, child sees this, takes on board. I'm going to share with you some great, I think, great advice that's just going to help them enjoy the game and improve a lot quicker. As I said, stuff I wish I'd been told. The details for me are just coming on the bottom of the screen right now, so if you haven't already subscribed, please do. Lots of instructional videos, but I just thought I'd film this one a little bit different. So my first one is going to be clubs, okay? So very, very quickly, nothing I can show, but I want you to make sure you've got the right length and the right weight of golf club for you. The flex, it has an effect, sure, but the weight and the length of it are pretty important. So what you don't want to do is just get, men's clubs, chop them down. They're going to be all over the show in terms of weight and flex and all sorts of bits and pieces. So do make sure, even if you've just got a little, half set, a few clubs, you don't need perhaps the full bag when you're starting out. As you get older, you're going to need to change. Parents, unfortunately, you're going to have to look at golf clubs for them about every 2 years until they stop growing. It's just the reality of it. They are going to keep shooting up. And of course, that's going to change the length and the weight that they really need. So make sure you have clubs fitted to you. That will really help some enjoyment of the game. My second one I just wanted to say, again, real simple tip, is fall in love with playing. We just want to get out there, enjoy it, fall in love with actually playing the game. And when you're doing that, ideally start playing with better golfers than you. Challenge yourself as much as you possibly can. You definitely learn more from playing with better players, but fall in love with playing the game. Don't feel like you've got to be perfect. Experiment around with it, which is almost my third tip. Be creative in practice. We want to do some technical work, and I'm going to talk about power and speed because I think that is a big part for junior golfers. Parents, do not tell them, keep the head down, swing it slow, develop the right fundamentals. They've actually got to develop some speed first. So be creative in your practice. Fall in love with the game is a big part of it. The part of the game I really want you to fall in love with is the short game. So I definitely spend a lot of time with your short game practice. Get good putting and chipping and pitching. Be creative, try different shots, try different lies. Kids are great at this, so just go and be a kid. Be creative, throw a load of balls down, keep a score, play against your mates. It's the part of the game that's really going to save you. So I want you playing lots of golf on the course, and when you're practicing, make sure you're doing at least 50% of it short game, okay? And some can be technical work, but a lot of it should be game orientated, where you're trying to play to scores, beat someone else. Again, play with better golfers. It's a great way to learn and improve. In terms of the technical part, and it's not going to be massively technical, and this might surprise you parents, grandparents, but they probably should be starting with a strong grip in terms of their lead hand in particular. So the lead hand, just the hand that's closest to the target that you'd wear your glove on, it should be a little bit more in the fingers so you could see more knuckles. So get to the stage where you could see 3 or maybe all 4 knuckles there. So do get a stronger grip where my hand is more over the top of the golf club, almost more for a right-handed golfer, more to the right side of the grip. The trail hand will automatically then sit a little bit under the grip. Do not feel like you have to force them into, especially when the hands are younger, force them into an interlock or overlap grip. A baseball grip for younger kids may well be the best option until they're about 8-ish, I would say. Then kids tend to prefer more of an interlock grip rather than an overlap, just with the size of hand. If you do go with an interlock grip, that is just your little finger of your trail hand linking with the index finger of your big hand, try not to go what we call a deep interlock, where you push them really tight in. Just go a looser interlock where they're just connected there. But I'd say that's from about 8 years old upwards. So if you're a young golfer, I'd probably start with a baseball grip, okay? So we're having all 8 fingers, 2 thumbs touching the golf club, no connection between the right hand and left hand, just start with them nice and close together. Once your hands are big enough, potentially you're going to start more with an interlock grip, but make sure it's a loose interlock grip. And I would definitely keep this stronger grip until you are strong enough. So we might well be talking about until you're 15 odd, 16 years old with that strong grip. And it's going to help you actually develop a little bit more speed, create more power here, and then you're going to learn. So a stronger grip, the downside to it is it will tend to cause the ball to overdraw to hook. But we want to start to see that shape for junior golfers and then learn almost not to hit it left as much by turning your body hard. So your most powerful source as a junior golfer is going to be your hips and your quads, your thighs, so your middle section. That's the section we really want to use. For a young golfer, they're not powerful enough with their upper body and their arms. So start to utilize their legs. What we see with good young golfers is by the time they hit the ball, their hips are almost pretty much pointing down the target because they are learning to jump and fire with their lower body, okay? So if you start with a strong grip, that should encourage, for me as a right-handed golfer, to go too far to the left. But you're going to then learn to rotate your body and use your legs and your hips so well to stop it going left that your body's going to get very open. And that's going to be a big power source for you. Don't rely on hands, arms, shoulders, upper body. Rely on that lower body speed. So we want to develop speed. It's much harder to learn later in life. You definitely want to develop speed from a young age. So multi-sports is great. Okay, this is a little bit off subject, but the more multi-sport you can be, playing, doing different games, learning to jump, climb as far as you can, do all those kind of things. They're great for development of speed. Learn how to skim a stone. Do all those things you should be doing as a kid. They're great, but multi-sports are good. And develop some speed patterns first of all before you worry too much about perfect and direction and all those kind of things. So a strong grip is going to help, and then really use your lower body as well as possible. So you really want to, I'm going to just hit one. I could do this perhaps with a driver, it doesn't matter the club. I'm going for a strong grip that is further over the golf club. I'm going to have an overlap grip, but go for this loose interlock or maybe the baseball grip, and then use your body to really fire as much as possible. So I'm just going to do a little half swing, but learn to really fire your hips as much as you can. So the strong grip should cause a lot of hand action, should cause the ball to go more to the left for a right-handed golfer, but then you will learn to fire your body and use your big power source as well as you can. So definitely doing some speed exercises where we're really, with a driver, really trying to hit it and develop some speed is great. Hold the club the wrong way around. Use an alignment stick to create some whoosh. Do some right hand only, left hand only, fun exercises, but definitely get used to developing speed, and that speed's really going to come from your legs, your glutes, your hips. That's the part of it we really want. Don't be afraid of going for the driver when you need to and having a bit of fun. Every kid wants to get out on the range, hit it hard with the driver. I think it's a good place to start to develop some speed. Don't be afraid of that feeling of almost jumping as you're using those legs as well as you can. That is your big power source, and we want to be powerful. If you can be powerful off the tee, fall in love with short game, chipping, pitching, putting, you're going to be a great player. It's been great. We've been seeing over the last couple of years a little bit of Charlie Woods, Tiger's son. Definitely develops a lot of these things. Hits a driver long, definitely uses his body very well, has a strong grip. But look at Tiger when he was young. He had a very strong grip, maybe until he was still 16, 17, I want to say, maybe even a bit older, with quite a strong grip. So don't be afraid of that. It possibly wasn't until he went off to college, maybe even in college, he was a little on the strong side. So He kept that strong grip for a long time, but definitely used his hips very well. And we see a lot of that with Charlie Woods. It looks like he's got a great short game in that father and son competition. He's played in a couple of times with his dad, but he hits that driver a lot, hits it well, hits it high, hits it long, definitely uses his body. So don't be afraid of using that driver, and don't be afraid. I'm going to end up hitting this too far into the woods, but let me just go ahead. I'm going to go strong grip again. That might cause it to go left, but I'm going to really try and use my body and develop some speed. Pretty happy with the shape of that one, actually. It's going to fly into the woods at the back of the range there, but have fun with it, as I said. So I don't know how many tips. I said 5 at the start, and I may have gone a little bit over that, but look at the clubs. Weight and length is pretty important for you. Fall in love with playing the game and make practice fun. Definitely play with golfers that are better than you as well. It's a great way to learn. Technical changes, I would go for this strong grip, and I'd really utilize your legs as well as you can. Once you get old enough to really start to refine those movements, fine, but you want the speed there from an early age. What we don't want to learn is perfect, perfect, perfect. Right, you can do that, but you can hit it 100 yards. Now we've got to hit it 300 yards. If you want to be a good golfer, unfortunately, or fortunately, we've got to develop speed. We've got to hit the ball as long as possible. You know, golf courses are getting longer and longer, and to compete at the highest level, we need that speed. And it's the same in any sport, most sports, I think. We need those speed patterns, and we need to develop them from a young age. So don't feel like it's got it. Never listen to head down. Don't get wrapped up in staying here. Be explosive. Have as much fun as possible. I think that would be my big tips. It might have surprised you, parents. Might be a little bit different to what you thought I was going to say, but I think this is a real key video, especially the strong grip and using the lower body, the creative, fun practice. Let kids be kids. They'll know what to do.